With Remy. Another lemon bottle. Laced with Remy Martin. That's what we had yesterday. It must be really good. It is very, very well. Oh, God! I read it all day yesterday.
And you were looking at your bed too.
Yes, yeah. The backside. Yes, it hasn't. None of us are on our hands and knees. You're looking good. And get that fucking camera out of the way.
Well, you knew it would happen.
Well, I said I was going to do it first, and it can't do it.
Good morning.
It's like a bubble bottle. You look just like Glorious Watson. You got no responsibility. Oh, God.
Oh, have glasses on. Keep the glasses on. Yeah.
Make sure you're in focus. You're in focus. Yes.
I don't like it either.
Good.
You had a glass of water, I mean,
Here's a tape.
The party lasted well into the early hours, but as I had to go to work the next day, I slipped up to the bedroom and got into bed. Just as I was dozing off, I heard the door open. It was Freddie showing friends around the house. "Shh," he whispered. "My husband's asleep. Don't wake him." A little later, I heard loud screams of laughter from downstairs and knew that Freddie and Straker were in a party mood. I drifted off, never believing that I would be able to sleep through the din. When I woke up, in bed alone, I could hear voices coming from downstairs. Freddie and Straker had talked through the night and were still in a strange mood. I got up and dressed for work in my suit with a white shirt and a tie. I popped in to say hello and goodbye to them, then went into the hall to put on my overcoat. As I crossed the double door to the lounge, I overheard Freddie asking Peter Straker, "Who was that?" "It's your husband, darling." Freddie screamed. I still don't think Freddie had recognized me in a suit. Even though he had bought me 2 suits for my birthday, he never paid much attention to what I was wearing. When I got home from work that night, he said as much. He told me that that was the first time he'd noticed me in a suit. I took it as his way of telling me he thought I looked smart. When Freddie penned the song, "I'm Going Slightly Mad," it was after another through-the-night session with Peter Straker. Freddie explained he had the phrase "I'm going slightly mad" on his brain and told Peter what sort of thing he wanted to say in the song. Freddie set about with Peter trying to come up with a succession of goofy lyrics, each funnier than the last. They screamed when they came up with things like "I'm knitting with only 1 needle" or "I'm driving on only 3 wheels these days." But the masterstroke was "I think I'm a banana tree." Once that came out, there was no stopping Freddie and Straker. They were in full flow. I went to bed to fall asleep, listening to their laughter wafting upstairs. It was while I was away in Ireland for a few days that Freddie and Peter Straker fell out and the rift was never to be mended. Peter was noticeable by his absence, particularly at the weekends, when before he would invariably come around for a drink or for a meal. I asked Freddie why I hadn't seen anything of him. He upset me at Joe's cafe one day, he said, but refused to say what had happened. So I asked Joe and Phoebe. Apparently, Freddie had arranged to meet Peter for lunch at Joe's cafe in Knightsbridge. When he arrived, a little late, he appeared to be drunk. The restaurant wasn't a regular haunt of Freddie's, and he felt that Peter had shown him up in public. Freddie decided he didn't want to be associated with him again. But looking back on it, Peter shouldn't feel too awful about what happened. Freddie's behavior at the time was increasingly guided by his failing health. He may even have been a little bit jealous of Peter, who could still treat life as a one long party, just as Freddie had once done.